Now, moving on to another episode and another topic, that is myths regarding training. Now, also with the spread of bro science, you get a lot of myths regarding training for both men and women. To start off first, for you women, lifting weights gets you bulky. That is not true. Lifting weights, lifting heavy weights, plus eating in a caloric surplus with a protein surplus over a long period of time gets you bulky. Even with the use of steroids, because the amount of bulkiness that women can do naturally is not even that much anyway. And most of those very bulky women are not the way they look because they lifted the 5 kilo dumbbell. It's because of steroid abuse over a long period of time, not neglecting their hard work. They do work their asses off, literally. You know what I mean? And with a long period of being in a caloric surplus, a protein surplus, and lifting heavy weights. So if you're too worried about getting bulky, don't be too worried. Lifting weights, in fact, will help you be healthier, be stronger, and tone up your muscles, which literally just means getting them a bit bigger to be able to show them and burning the fat in front of them. Now, that's another training myth, and that is toning. The term toning does not exist. I've done my degree in personal training, I've never heard of it. So basically, what it refers to is being lean. And for that to happen, you need to have a good amount of muscle mass and a low amount of fat mass to be able to show those muscles and give them their shape. That is what toning is, and that's what women can get from lifting weights, not being bulky. Another very common myth is that to show your abs, you need to do a lot of crunches and sit-ups, etc. Your abs show when you're at a body fat percentage of around 10 to 12 in men, and probably 18 to 20 in women. And they show because of three things, not only doing sit-ups. One of them being your genetics. Your genetics determine the shape of your abs. That is very important. Number two being your body fat percentage. Like I mentioned, you need to be at a very low body fat percentage to have your abs show. And number three is the amount of muscle mass your abs has, and that's why you should do abs training. However, you do not have to do crunches and sit-ups every single day. What you need to do is to stick to a diet, get to a low body fat percentage, train abs once, twice, or maximum 3 times a week. Because just like any other muscle, another myth would be that you should train abs every day, and that is not correct. Just like any other muscle, your abs need rest, and I recommend at least 48 hours for complete rest before you train them again. And now another training myth is that to burn fat around the muscle, you need to do low weights and high reps of that muscle group, and that is not correct, because your body burns the fat around the muscle in a way that is determined by genetics. So it doesn't matter what area you're training, your body burns the fat from all over the body. So fat burning is not a specific process. It does not depend on the area you're training. It depends on all the fat storage in your body, and it's a very long, complicated process that happens in your liver that breaks down the fat and converts it into energy. And yeah, low weight, high reps do not shape up your muscle. Again, what shapes up your muscle is the amount of muscle mass you have and the amount of body fat that is covering them. So the less body fat the muscles are going to show, the more muscle mass, the bigger they're going to look. As simple as that. Now, on the other hand, the opposite would be that you need to do low reps of high weights to get stronger, and that is not correct. You get stronger by progressive overload, by increasing the time under tension that you put your muscles in, and by eating in a caloric surplus. You do that day in, day out. You give your muscles proper rest. Whatever method you use, whether it was um, high weights, low reps, low weights, high reps, as long as you're getting more time under tension, as long as you're progressively overloading, you are gonna get stronger. I've just taken a shower, and I think that's the best time to record videos, so I don't take too long and then I freeze to death. I don't know why my face is red. Anyway, so moving on to the last 2 myths of training. Number one in the last two is that you need to do cardio in order to lose weight. Cardio only helps you to burn calories, to keep you in a caloric deficit that helps you, that makes you lose weight. So cardio itself is not a magical weapon that can make you lose weight. It only helps you burn calories to be in the state of losing weight. So whether you do cardio or not, as long as you're in a caloric deficit, you are gonna lose weight. And weightlifting burns more calories than cardio. And also, weightlifting helps you build muscle mass, which helps increase your basal metabolic rate and therefore burn more calories at rest. Um, Also, weightlifting has what's called the afterburn effect. So basically, after you lift the weights and you go back home, your body's metabolism is still up and running while you're rebuilding that muscle that you broke down during training. You burn more calories during that process. And then to the last myth of training, and that is there is no such thing as inner chest. Okay, I've spoken about this before, and I think I've summed it up well in a message that I've sent a friend of mine. So I am going to screenshot that message and I'm going to upload it for you guys, just to understand the science behind the muscles of the chest, which are the pectoralis major, pectoralis minor. The pectoralis minor, you can't directly train it. You train the pectoralis major. You train its both heads. The clavicular head that's your upper chest, that goes from, I don't want to show you, that's considered nudity. So, and from your clavicle and goes onto your arm, and then there's the sternocostal head that goes from your ribs and your sternum and goes onto your arm as well. So, upper head from your collarbone and the lower head. That's it. There's no inner head. You train this and you train this. And in fact, you can't really isolate one at a time. You always work both of them. Um, like incline bench press works your upper chest more than the lower chest, but it works both at the same time. So you use a combination of both, build that muscle mass, and then burn the fat around it and get the shape and that separation in the middle. That's it for now. If you have any suggestions, let me know. If you have any suggestions for my red face, that will be helpful as well. See you next time.